Welcome back to SacBiz360. Last week we had a discussions about home improvement program and to install about countertops and various home improvement programs. Today we're going to be talking about energy efficient program for residential and commercial needs, and different aspects of what the California state laws and federal laws, and different aspects of energy efficient program. Today we have a special guest, Tamir, with us. He's from Sunrun, and we're going to be talking more details about energy efficient programs and more in details about it. Welcome, Tamir.
Hi, how are you?
Good, I'm good. So to start with, can you just briefly summarize like what you are and what your experience is all about, and what you can bring value into the team, in terms of energy efficient programs, and what are the different aspects of it?
Okay. Well, I'm a senior outside sales consultant for Sunrun. So basically, I run all the in-home appointments that are booked through our different vendors to people's homes to educate them about solar, the benefits of solar, and how to do it correctly. That's basically what I do.
Right. So it's definitely a summertime, so it's already hot.
Yes.
And I think all the panels that you're going to be installing, converting this energy and pumping the right needs to the right folks. So. Yeah. Talk to us about the federal program, all about, for the new homes that are going to be built in California, what the rule is, and why people need to go for solar.
Okay. Well, first off, there's a new law that was passed by Governor Brown, that every new home built from 2020 and on has to be built with solar. So you'll notice, like, for example, around here, Lennar and some of the other buildings are building solar with homes with solar on it. And it's always the minimum system size, which is it's a small 2.5 kilowatt system for minimal needs, and then you can add on to it depending on your family's needs.
Okay.
Now, to talk about the tax credit, this year is the last year of the 30% federal credit. What that means is when you purchase a system, it's not for a lease or a PPA product. If you purchase the system outright, whether you finance it or pay cash, there's a 30% federal rebate that comes back to you.
Okay.
This is the last year of 30. It's dropping the following year, dropping the year after that, then it's completely gone. So it's very important to go solar this year.
So you mean to say, in just layman terminology, if I buy a solar next year, in 2021, I'm not going to get any federal credit.
Your rebate is 26% next year, then 22% the following year, then 10%, then it's completely gone.
Oh, okay.
So it drops over the time. It's been 30% for the last about 7-8 years, and it's dropping over time because the money is basically running out. The government funding is running out.
Oh, okay.
And there's also no state rebate anymore.
Oh.
So there used to be a state rebate that expired, 4 or 5 years ago.
So basically, it's you were saying it's a need of the hour for all the homeowners to go to the solar.
Yes, whether they purchase it or do a PPA, solar is a great thing. And especially with the utilities going up the way that they've been going up.
There is a lot of speculation. Let's say if my usage is less than 5 kilowatt per, so then I'm not seeing much benefits. So it's a kind of speculation all around. So what's your recommendation? Is it recommended for the high consumed users, or is it? Shed some light on that.
That's a great question, because I've signed up a lot of people in this community, and most of them were under a 5 kilowatt system. 3 kilowatt system, 4 kilowatt system. Solar's for everybody. What we're trying to really do is help clean the planet, clean the air, stop coal burning, kind of remove as much carbon as we can from the environment. But at the same time, you do save money. And the big difference is the utilities are now switching to time of day, which majority of this community is SMUD for electricity, and SMUDs is now converting to time of day, which is based on the time that you're using power.
Right.
So the rates are increasing drastically. With solar, if you purchase it, it's a fixed product. There's no increase. And if you do a PPA, there is a fixed option, and then the other option's barely going up. So for that reason, it still would save you money long term.
I would touch upon warranty option down the line, before we go there, as you're talking about SMUD. I still remember a couple of weeks back, or probably early last month, I saw an article saying that SMUD is going to charge an extra amount for all the people who has solar panels installed in home, whether it is a PPA or whether they own the equipment. So What is that all about?
So I can explain that because I was like in the front line of that, and I got a lot of people to go to those meetings to stop it, and it was stopped.
Is it temporarily stopped or is it permanently stopped?
They're saying right now it's permanently stopped, and also it's against the law to force someone to do something they don't want to do. What they were trying to do is have an adder per kilowatt based on the size of the system. So right now everybody's connection fee in SMUD is $20.
Okay.
What they wanted to do is based on your size of the system, they wanted to add $8 per kilowatt per month to your connection fee. So if I'm going to use the same example you just used, if it's a 5 kilowatt system, you're talking an extra $40 on top of the 20, so $60 just to connect.
And again, apart from it, I have to pay to the
apart from the power. Okay. Yes, so even if you have the solar, you might have a $60 payment with me, then a $60 connection if it's a 5 kilowatt.
Yeah.
The problem was it was too outrageous. Too many people went to the meeting. SMUD realized it was crazy, and they took it away. Instead, they're planning 2020, 2021 increase in the rates, which has already been announced at 4.5%.
So they increase the SMUD prices, not the solar prices, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's more realistic than to force people not to go solar.
Okay, so just you can assure for the folks to safely go into the solar without having additional charges from the SMUD for them to have a solar.
Yes, and we always do our research. So when that did happen, we put a freeze on the market. I wasn't selling solar here for about a month until we got to the bottom of it, and then after that we started back up.
Wonderful.
Because we wouldn't want to put a customer in a situation where they're kind of blindsided by a very large connection fee that's bigger than their current bill.
Yep, wonderful. That's true,
Yeah.
actually. So we're going to be talking about a couple questions on maybe couple discussion points about the warranty.
Okay.
Before we go there, so I'm sure obviously you represent Sunrun and you are the biggest, so the sales rep here in California or probably in the United States. How Sunrun is comparatively, there are a lot of players in energy efficient program. How Sunrun is special when compared to the other competitors?
So we've kind of positioned ourselves in all the warehouses. So a lot of people know us from Costco. A lot of people know us from Home Depot, Sam's Club, Comcast. Those are our 4 major partners. We don't, we're the largest company. We've been around since 2006. We don't cut any corners. We're in 23 states. We are publicly traded. We're very big on support from the larger companies, and we want to be, in everybody's kind of ears and eyes. So that's why we're in all the warehouses, and you'll see us when you go into Folsom Costco. You'll see us when you go to the majority of Costco's in 23 states. And I think that's what puts us apart. There's really no other company that has a warehouse, and that's what's giving us the edge. Our service is incredible. We're very customer obsessed. So that's why our referral program is so great. And that's how I got all the referrals that signed up with me in Folsom, was all through word of mouth. And that's a very important thing for Sunrun.
Yeah. So how about the warranty? So what kind of warranty that you guys are providing to the users?
So the PPA, which is the most popular product, which a lot of people call the lease, but we don't have a true lease. It's a power purchase agreement. We have a 25-year warranty on our labor, the maintenance, the panels, the inverter, the racking system, basically everything that we do from the beginning to the end. It's a 25-year agreement, so for that reason we give a 25-year warranty. We try to make it where it's complete peace of mind for the customer, so they're not having to do anything.
Okay. When you go to the new communities, how the HOAs are welcoming you guys? Because already, let's say, when you talk about it, when you take an example of Lynn or probably Tamir Nour or any communities, right? So they already going with their particular vendors. So how the new communities are welcoming you guys? So
new communities that don't have solar on the roofs already that are looking, we're welcomed very well. If it's already contracted with someone else, we don't even dabble in that, because we will not install a system on an already existing system from somewhere else, because we don't know how that was installed. It could have been poorly done. We wouldn't want to be liable for that. But I can tell you with HOAs, I've done a lot of great work with Turnstone, Parkway, everybody you can imagine, because they're all in Folsom. And they welcome us very well. Within 3 to 7 days, we usually have an approval, and it's a very quick approval process with them. They welcome us very big.
So the next thing is about the reward program. So what kind of reward programs that you're offering for the different customers? I know you just said about Costco, and what all the other, I mean, like, I know about Comcast. So what are the different referral programs or, the reward programs that you offer?
So obviously Comcast is, we discussed that one will change depending on which month or which quarter of the year. And Costco is a purchase only if you want to buy the system. There is no PPAs or leases done through Costco. But what we do offer, which a lot of people have been taking advantage of, is a $350 referral fee. All you have to do is, speak to a friend or family, bring up solar, bring up Sunrun, and then I would set up an appointment. And if that family signs up, then you get the $350 referral fee.
Okay.
The reason why that's been very good is because a lot of people every year are paying their yearly bill with just a couple of referrals.
Yeah.
So if your payment with us is $40, $50, $60 a month, you multiply that by 12 months and you give me 2 referrals a year, you literally will never have a bill. And that's just a very positive thing because solar is so big, everybody's looking into it.
Yep. Right.
And especially with what's going on with climate and the bills increasing and the utilities increasing the rates and it's getting hotter and hotter out. So for that reason, it's been very good for us.
So one another question. So so right now it is all about Teslas and all the electric cars. So let's say if my utilization last year is like less than 5 kilowatt, I mean medium-sized capacity, and if I'm planning to buy, I'm not even signed yet, if I'm thinking to buy some electrical vehicles. So how you guys would help me out, in bumping my system from medium to the large, so that I can have some extra power in my pocket, when I buy an electric vehicle. So do you guys can do that?
Yeah. So that's a very good question, and I do it for a lot of my customers. It's very simple. I always don't want to oversize the system. So that's why we don't even try, and SMUD wouldn't let us to go bigger in the beginning. So the correct way to do it also, because you don't want to oversize and then you're wrong, is to get the electric car. Use it for 6 months. Use it consistently the way you normally want to use it for the rest of your life in this home. And then based on that, what I would do is come in and look at your 6 months worth of usage, and based on that, design a system for 12 months. Because if I show SMUD, hey, you use this much for 6, then we know double that's what you're going to use for 12. And they allow me to put enough panels to cover that. Now, obviously, you have to have the roof space. If the roof space is there, no problem, SMUD will allow that.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So one last question, before we hang up. So, it's a real estate market. So, people buy homes, sell homes, very rapidly, when the market hits in the right time. So let's say if I go with the PPA, and if a customer changes his mind, not to stay in the home for long, and probably if they give it for rent or if they sell the home, how the agreement is going to be? How do you guys take care about it?
It's great. So we always recommend that you give us a call a couple months before you're moving. We assign a specific transfer team to your property to help your realtor get this property kind of ready for new customers coming or homeowners that are looking for this home or this type of home or looking for clean power. And then based on that, we will transfer it to the new homeowner. Okay. Now, if they qualify for a mortgage, they do not need to qualify. Obviously, you in the beginning would have a 650 credit score or better to qualify for the initial agreement. The new homeowner that buys the home from you does not. So if they get qualified for a mortgage, they automatically transfers to them.
Okay.
And it's an amazing product.
Okay, good. So I think that's all from my side. But before we sign off, can you just, if you want to have one quick liner about how people, why people need to prefer to Sunrun, and if they need to prefer it, so where do they need to contact you? Your contact number and email address or something.
Okay, yeah, the best way
as a closer statement.
Okay, the best way to contact me is my cell phone, 310-344-8981, or Tamir, that's Tamir.Nour, Nour, at sunrun.com. And look, solar is an amazing thing. It's the way of the future. We want to make sure that we clean the air and really save money at the same time. So please give me a call with any questions.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.